this is Shella of the Freedom Geek team. I am so excited to introduce to all of you an important person to Imogen, her one and only mom, Mrs. Nicky Bainbridge. She runs a recreational club for people who loves to play one of the world's most popular card game called Bridge. She's also a teacher, solopreneur, and a happily married woman. Nikki, can you please add more to that introduction and give us more information about what's going on in your business?
Okay, thank you, Shella. Yes, I love bridge, and I've turned it into a sort of job in my retirement. I have a club with 180 members, and we run 5 or 6 competitive sessions every week. And when we're teaching, we add to that another 4 or 5 practice and courses of lessons. So we're very busy. We have our own systems, and we have a specialist bridge website, and we are members of the English Bridge Union so that we have records with them to keep up as well.
Right, so you have a large network in your business right now, and it's really good to know that you've turned your recreational activity into a business. Now, we would like to know, what were the issues you were experiencing in your business that made you decide to get or hire a virtual assistant?
Well, what was happening was I do a lot of customer-facing work myself. I do running of the sessions, and I do teaching, and we have a couple of other people to help me. But I was getting behind with things like administering the membership, and I was struggling to keep the newsletter going out. I just basically had too much to do, and in particular I had a lot of tasks to do with the members' records and responding to their queries. Had turned into a bit of a backlog. It was all inhibiting my ability to develop the business further. And found out from Imogen about virtual assistants, and she suggested I tried one, and all sort of went from there.
Were you hesitant at first, or you straight away, okay, let's go hire a virtual assistant?
Well, I could see that it was in principle a good idea. Of course, I'd not worked with somebody who was so far away before. I had to get used to remote working, and certainly one of the absolute keys to that is staying in close touch. I would say it's very good. We did an interview process for Marianne. I interviewed 4 or 5, I think, with the help of the Freedom Geek team. And they were all impressive candidates, but I felt talking to Marianne straight away that there was a bit of a connection between us, that we got on and understood one another. So I think, it was important to have a feeling for the person. She's being a young person and very IT literate. She's been extremely quick in picking all of that up and has helped her clear the backlog. English hasn't been a problem at all. Her written English is very good indeed. And when we speak, we understand one another as well very well. So that certainly hasn't been an issue.
You know what? Many entrepreneurs are hesitant to outsource their business because of language barrier. But today we're glad that you are pointing out that the English communication of your VA is excellent and you never had any issues with her communication. Is that correct?
Her English is very good, but obviously she doesn't know bridge, and she's been very quick indeed in picking it up. And doing that has worked very well. She's definitely been very proactive. Pretty early on, I made her a full delegate on my Bridge Club email account, and she'll often pick up queries and answer them for me so that I just come back and see that it's all happened. And gave her access to the website so that she was able to do all sorts of things. She keeps the calendar up to date because we have a big calendar. We typically have about 10 events a week of various kinds, and she helps to keep that up to date. And she keeps my personal diary up to date as well so that I know where I'm supposed to go when I get up in the morning. And she's helped tremendously with some innovations, like I was doing my newsletter in a very sort of manual intensive way and didn't really get any feedback from it. And she's introduced MailChimp now for our newsletter. It's much better. And in fact, we were looking this morning, we can track who's actually opened the newsletter, and we can track what things they've clicked on. And because I know we can do that now, I put in more links to things, and we even had a poll on a question this month. They've been voting yes or no to a bridge-related question that we put to them, and that's been tremendous. The other thing that Marianne picked up very quickly was that, as I said, we have quite a complicated diary to manage because we have regular events that we do every week, and then we have events we do in the teaching term, and then we have more flexible things because The club puts teams into competitions against other clubs, and all that has to be lined up with our venue. We have to make sure we have our venue booked for the days we need it and that it's not booked on days that we don't. And Marion's been very quick on getting that all under control, and she hasn't come up with a system for automating it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But she certainly made that a lot more accurate. It's helped very much to keep things flowing efficiently.
Right, we are happy for you. And it's good that you have a proactive member in your team who can organize and automate your business. Now you have your virtual assistant, you have your system set up, and at the moment you have extra time for your business. We would like to know, what are the feedback of the people working with you or the members of the club since you've hired your virtual assistant?
One thing I'm quite sure of is that our members are getting a much more quick response when they ask us things, and when there's forms and things to set up new situations with their membership. And whereas I was getting some months behind with it, now everything gets turned around in usually less than a day, no more than a couple of days. And that's meant the members are sort of cheered up and feel a bit more valued, I think. And our membership is slowly growing all the time. I know in the past I've missed inquiries and things, but Marianne's great. She makes sure that I don't miss things like that, which is fantastic. So we're giving a better service, definitely. I know much more now about my members and what they're thinking and what they're getting. It's definitely improved things.
That's really good to know. So we would like to know, what would you say to anyone considering hiring a virtual assistant from the Philippines after you've experienced working with them personally?
I think you've got to be prepared to put a bit of training and explanation in. Although my sort of instinct, being a bit old-fashioned, was to write long lists of instructions, and I quickly discovered that share screen and show is much better, much more efficient. Making sure that she can ask if there's anything she doesn't understand and you can explain it, and I ask if there's anything I don't quite get first time, so that we don't let misunderstandings develop and we don't let long gaps develop. I just think, be open-minded and give it a go and keep in touch. I think that's the secret to it.
Thank you so much for your time, Nikki. We are really glad that you are enjoying and you are getting lots of positive results as you work with your virtual assistant. You have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye now.
That's great. Thank you. Bye-bye.